Okay, here we are once again. I want to talk today about those Detroit Lions. You know, they were in the gutter last year. They just won a couple games. They won their first game against my beloved Vikings. But it wasn't a fluke that they won last year, the couple games they won. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Head coach Dan Campbell is working hard for the Lions to create a new culture. And what I saw last year, I think the Lions are one of the teams to watch for this year. To me, they're a little bit scary in terms of, I know they've been in a bad spot, but the strides they made at the end of last year, what they've added this year, where they're going, the culture that's being created there. So the culture is essentially work hard, have fun, don't ever give up. And you saw that last year in the games. They didn't lose. A lot of the games they lost were just by just a little bit, a field goal here, a touchdown there, overtime, whatever. But they never gave up. They kept going. So it's a culture of work your butt off, have fun, don't give up, and don't take anything for granted. As he would say, there is no light at the end of that tunnel. It's a freight train is what it is. So just put your head down and keep working. And I think that culture has translated to the Lions. Because when you hear their interviews about the players, they talk about they step off a cliff for their coaches, they're having fun, they're working the grind every day, they're not giving up, etc., etc. So I found an interesting fact here about the Lions coaches, perhaps more than other teams. So Dan Campbell, as you know, was a former tight end. You got Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator. Other coaches, Kelvin Shepard. Antoine Randall L., wide receiver coach. That name sounds familiar. Oh, we got a little lawn cutting here at the park here today. So I'll wait till that guy goes by. It'd be kind of fun to drive one of those, wouldn't it? Hank Fraley. Here's a name that should sound familiar. Deuce Staley. He's an assistant running backs coach. Another familiar name. Mark Brunell. No shock there. Quarterbacks coach. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys, all former players, and collectively they've got, where is that number? 72 years of playing experience, and the other number that matters is 103 years of training camp experience. That is a lot of experience, and I've often wondered, you're better off having a coach who was a career coach, go up through the coaching ranks, maybe played high school or college, or you're better off as a coach, be a former NFL player because he has that insight. I don't have any great insight, just throwing that out there. All right, so, but the Lions haven't sat pat. We've got some good, we didn't have a real good defense last year, but we had some good pieces, elements. Let's add to that. And then, they've got Jeff Goff as the quarterback. Let's give the man more weapons. So how did that look? But running back Jamal Williams, they keep working with him. He's one of their feature backs. They drafted Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. Oh, here's that guy again. And he's good to go right off the bat. In fact, he's this year's #1 draft choice for them, and he's going up against, in practice, Panay Sewell, who was a big offensive lineman, #1 for Detroit for last year's draft offensive line. It sounds like those two are really going at it, having fun, but they're pushing each other. And they even say, play. Wide receiver Jamin Williams, high draft choice. Remember the Minnesota Vikings traded in the first round with Detroit, who took Jamison Williamson's. We got a whole bunch of picks for the last end of the first round, second round. And our GM has been taking a beating. Why would you trade up, if you will, down in your own division and help a team like Detroit get a player like Jamison Williams? Well, I see the logic of that, but the easy answer is because, as a GM, I also improved by getting a lot of picks. And I didn't have to go down that much further. So, I may have allowed you to improve, but, Detroit, you allowed me, the Minnesota Vikings, to improve a lot with our picks that we got from you. That's how that works. All right, so the offensive line, so you got Sewell, you got Frank Ragnow. And then they retained Evan Brown. That gives them a real strong base on their offensive line. Other names, Mike Hughes, interesting. Former #1 pick or former draft pick for the Vikings. always got injured, went to the Chiefs for a year, and now with Detroit. I think they got a pretty good cornerback that can really help them. He did good for the Vikings when he was healthy, but he kept having neck injuries and injuries, so the Vikings let him go. I'm curious to see how that turns out. Offensive weapons for Jeff Goff, and I got to talk about Jeff Goff here. DJ Shark Jr., $12 million. He was injured in 2021, but he gives Goff a big 6'4" frame. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. So they've got already weapons in place. They've added more weapons. I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg here, offense and defense. But Jeff Goff, was basically run out of town in L.A. He was their rookie quarterback, did good for a couple years, took him to the Super Bowl. He was the greatest thing since spinners could do no wrong, walk on water. Then, as you see so often, all of a sudden, there's holes in the armor, chinks in the armor, if you will. All of a sudden, he's not as good as they thought he was. He's making mistakes. In fact, he's downright terrible, so they got rid of him in L.A. And if you ever look at L.A., they never just say, that guy's terrible, let's just get rid of him. They always try to do a soft landing. Wow, he's really a teammate. He's a great teammate, did great for us. We just decided to go a little bit of a different direction. No, you didn't like how he was playing for you and got rid of him. But he's done okay for the Lions. He made some good comebacks last year. The Lions seem to be happy for him. And a lot of times, is it not chemistry? Maybe he wasn't the best chemistry for what they were going to in L.A., but he's better chemistry for the kind of offense they're running in Detroit. And with the weapons, the people they're putting around him, maybe he had better chemistry with those guys and have even better for what they've added this year and they've retained. So, anyways, I'll just say this. I'm a diehard Viking fan. I always think we're going to win the Super Bowl. But one team I'm really keeping an eye on, and I think everybody should be a bit afraid of them, is the Detroit Lions, because they're making a comeback. They're a team to reckon with. All right, that's it. Over and out.